Lesson 1. What is a human? Human is a bioengineered machine designed to eat, self-sustain itself, drink, sleep, aka accumulating energy from other sources, the ones that are hard to comprehend from one lesson. People still cannot describe what the sleep is. We'll go into it in more detail in the later lessons. Of course, get rid of the waste. The body can self-sustain itself not only in energy levels, but in the chemical balances, mentally as well. Our nervous system is very much linked to what we do. Our physical condition is linked to our mental condition. This is a very integrated machine, especially our brain is a very complex AI machine that is much more advanced than what we know now. But I'm sure most of you have seen the first AI videos that came out from ChatGPT or other places like Grok when they weren't that advanced. It looked like dreams, honestly. Like I had some weird dreams in the past, and I remember some of my dreams, and they're very much similar to the AI that we're getting now. Of course, later on it will improve. Our AI will improve, and I believe in overall there will be a race and competition between the human intellect and intelligence versus AI. Of course, AI has an advantage of analyzing things faster. However, it still lacks creative aspect and thinking beyond the data that is existing at the moment. Humans can do that. So, what is a human? Let's get back to the question. Human is a bioengineered machine. Why do I not support evolution to a certain degree? I believe that we evolve slowly and we adapt to the environment as our programming suggests. However, if you talk to a programmer, he's going to tell you that you can't just launch something without predetermining the matrix, predetermining the program. Life can just happen and just evolve randomly however it fits, or some random mutations. It's garbage. That's not true. Logic says otherwise. By logic, everything has to be laid out and paths for program to take. Current cannot just flow randomly. If there is a path, it will take the shortest path existing. Of course, one might say, give me 1,000,000 volts or give me enough voltage and I'll make anything conduct, but that's a different concept. What I'm trying to say is that everything is pre-programmed. The body is designed a certain way. Different races have different gene structures, and you cannot just make a white male all of a sudden black in 1,000 years. That's not how it works. You have to redefine the genetics. The code is very complex. It's based on the sound, microsound, and chemical complexities that are not known to a human mind yet. However, as we, I guess, slowly evolve our knowledge about this world, we will be able to decode that system to a certain degree. Since we know that our biologic, that our bodies were designed, we have a next following up question. What do we do with this knowledge now that we kind of have a little bit of understanding? Well, like any other machine, it has to be maintained. The body needs adequate sleep to regain energy levels for cellular processes to take place, aka regeneration, energy complexities, aka energy conversions, and just the regular processes. Body needs to get rid of the waste regularly, going to the washroom, exhaling, sweating from time to time, not too much. And then body requires food, nutrients, drink, water. We produce our own water anyway in a certain state, but we need to consume it to filter our organism through kidneys and other organs. Our blood has to be clean and circulating our body filled with oxygen. Most of all, I should have said we need to breathe. Breathing is number one. It's most important. Breathing can control your pH levels. It's a very complex process of getting the energies out of the oxygen. We do need sunlight to a certain degree. We can survive without it to, I don't know for how long, but we do need sunlight. I would say our skin needs sunlight. I do believe in a saying, whatever doesn't kill us makes us stronger. However, there's a certain degree to it. If you consume a certain amount of poison on, let's say, weekly basis, you build a tolerance to it. However, if you take too much, you die. So if you want to say that, oh, smoking is bad for you or drinking alcohol is bad, yes, but however, there's a balance. If you want to make your body tolerant to those substances, you must consume them to a certain degree, but it should not turn out to be an addiction. That's another whole story. Our organisms are very lazy. They like to conserve energy. Our organism likes to conserve energy, most of all for survival purposes. But we know we need to overpower it from time to time and do things that are necessary for our own benefit. This is it. I would like to keep lessons short and concise, companiously explaining everything, to list the points succinctly, so we don't get bored. So this is the first lesson, and in the second lesson we will continue with what human body can do and what we can do to our body to make sure it survives, because the ultimate goal of life is to learn, to produce children, and to keep yourself alive for as long as possible. Nobody wants to die, right? You have to keep your body functioning. It's very important. And I believe by pure logic and various sources, and if you filter that information, you can come up with certain answers yourself. You don't need doctors for most things. Doctors only come in when there's a bigger problem that you cannot fix yourself. But let's say that there's an addiction, you can fix it yourself. You don't need a doctor. It takes will and courage and hard work, but it can be done. Let's move on to the next lesson. This is the end.